are people who are going to be paid by the accountant general on paper. Under Akuffo Addo, nipa over 1,000. It was only under Akuffo Addo government, and by Umia government, and I mean who say, you to me crap pays a free London and upper 6. Area 3, now bedroom, nobody did lunch. What's your food? Under Akuffo Addo, our Jubilee House. Almost to me the order tomb, almost so many a pizza be our UK. Baby Anna, Rebecca Akuffo Addo, ye Jumano. Rebecca Akuffo Addo, typees na know you, and ye Jumo pizza joint to UK. Only any better credentials biya. Omo Twitter sorry free Jubilee House cause omo kondo pizza ewo UK. Na omo order pizza ewo UK. Restaurant to say this particular one Akuffo Addo so pay. Gabi say ni ho. And then anopa be 7 omo place order. I'm telling you. Omo to be place order anopa be 7 Ghana time. Na flight na a free UK ba no 5.5 hours pay. Some flight in a free UK bano. Omo pe Domino's pizza phone ba ko we wiase no. No ma order Domino's pizza. Me ndi Domino's o. Dabi me ndi Domino's. He. No ma order Domino's. Pizza free London be 13 boxes, 20 boxes. Now you their full plane, British Airways. Now you their full the available flight at Eba Ghana. Now you the sim. Na asime city pizza no ho ekutemu. Send a say plane was swa embungu from if you say a coup for the bush and for say almost per PZ. But almost a boy.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, or see them, you po.
I am breaking it down to you for you to understand. Say MPP for Jimmy. Nobody should listen to them. John Mahama said, "Obet scrappy betting tax, obet scrappy e-levy. These two nuisance taxes, obet chum." Yes. John Mahama can Osi Obeye. The young people of Ghana are waiting on John Mahama to scrap betting tax. Osi Obeye. That is governance. That is keeping your word. Politics is all about trust. I don't trust Bawumia. 99% of Ghanaians who voted against MPP don't trust Bawumia and the MPP. It is simple as that. So be Jiwudi abema to me. So be Jiwudi abema to me. A day na MPP for in these few months. Our free power say we can trust them. They've not shown anything. Blaming Sami Jemfi, blaming John Mahama, blaming NDC for the problem MPP caused. No, it cannot bring you to power. It does not mean Ghanaians will trust you. You need to show Ghanaians they can trust you. Are you showing that they can trust you? No. Anytime Kacha Ghana for say, all the people who are on TV, Facebook, speaking for the MPP, no, what are you doing? Where you man is saying, papa. If you say the people don't trust the MPP. And it's not about you attacking John Mahama, attacking Sami Jemfi, attacking Kevin Taylor, attacking an NDC appointee. And remember Ghana for no mutuaba 1.8 million Gabon. I trust the MPP. I trust the presidential candidate from the MPP. No. The NPP itself needs to work on itself for the people to trust them. And it's going to take 42 years for every Ghanaian or any Ghanaian to say, I am confident enough to go vote for the NPP. You're too abandoned. NPP will get 10%. I'm telling you. You are not showing that the people can trust you. It is not you sitting on TV insinuating, Facebook insinuating, making people think, say, Ghana for Jimmy, Awuna for Jimmy, Infante for Jimmy, Sremu for Jimmy, other than positions. And no, will not make Ghanaians trust the NPP. The reason why majority of Ghanaians trusted or voted for John Mahama and the NDC, it was trust that they built. There was a bond. There was a trust between NDC and Ghana for. They listened to them and they compared issues and realized, say, that is why overwhelmingly they all came out and voted for the NDC. Now you, the NPP, on the other hand, what are you doing to get that trust from the people? You have not shown any glimpses. You are continuously, consistently showing, say, the inconsistencies in your utterances. No, you are not supposed to be trusted. And in a majority of Ghanaians today, they see NPP as a criminal entity because no Ghanaian who voted for the NDC in 2025 or 2024 will walk to the ballot and vote for the NPP. You need to show him why. You need to let him trust you. You need to let her trust you. How are you going to make the people trust you? Because politics is all about trust. And for the past 3-4 months, you people have not shown anything. Say the people can trust you. The young Ghanaian walking on the street, dear now bet my catch and say man and tuaba Emma NDC. Now on to mount because make to my MPP on the bomb to mamewu. Make Otoma MPP, Akuffo Addo is still in the picture. Make Otoma MPP, Omobabe segregation, Omobabe di, Ombebu in Tafuanim Tia, Ombebu Afuanim Tia, Omobabe Chase, a partner as Antifordia, Make Otoma MPP, Ebusia Fubabe Ghana Bosso, Make Otoma MPP, Galam Sei, Ebedienya, Chema to many opportunity bium, Kojo Ponkroma, Kate Jemfua, Mesa Kotoma MPP, Yatikroma, and Momeswa. So, what trust? You need to build the trust. And the NDC has built that trust. Now the people believe, say, John Mahama and the NDC have respected them enough. They have shown them respect. They are basically giving them what they promised them. There is a social contrast of trust between Ghanaians and the NDC. That is why Ghanaians are willing for the next 42 years to keep the NDC in power because, one, they know the NDC will trust them. They know the NDC will not discriminate against them. They know the NDC, at the end of the day, will tell them the truth, irrespective of what their country is going through. They know the NDC will open a level playing ground for the Akan, for the Ewe, for the Northerner, for the Zima, for every single Ghanaian to thrive. They know the NDC is for the people. Now you, on the other hand, are telling Ghana for say why I say Yama Auna 4 position, Yama Eddie Stream 4 position. Why I say NDC 4 no? You do that and you don't have any trust from us. Until no Ghanaian in their right senses will get up in the morning and say me koto Abama MPP or kwasia, and it is never going to happen. And looking at people like us who have followed politics for a long time, done a lot of analysis, and know the scientific and traditional way of making sure say power is shared. You know, we know that it's going to take 42 years for the MPP to come to power. We don't just say things here. We know what we know. We have analyzed scientifically and we have done our work on the ground, and we know it is trust that keeps people in power. And every single Ghanaian in Ghana today will choose NDC over MPP because at least I can trust the NDC. Can I trust the MPP? That is your homework. Can anybody in Ghana trust the MPP? That is your homework. That is what you have to be working on now. It is not about you being segregating, you being Santefor, no, that one, and they all say trust, no. Because before I walked to the ballot to vote for John Mahama, GDA, and we Ghana for 10, but and GDA or MPP. One, what are you people doing? Your communication is weak. It is old. It is outcake. It is outmoded. It is something that cannot win even a class prefect competition. Anytime I catch a Ghana for say, what we are doing, when we tell you, say, power will go back to the NPP, Ghanaians will consider NPP in the next 42 years. We know what we are talking about. They don't have strategists. Their tribe, almost tribalism, it has taken over their level of thinking rationally. If you don't sit back and look at what actually took you people to opposition, I swear to God, party be good. And the more to TV, soon Facebook, I can say, Adan Yama on 4 position, Adan Yama and 4 position, Adan, hey, 2025, we lose with a 1.8 million gap. Ghana for a kaide audio munina, the pain, the disrespect, the corruption, the nepotism, the sheer stupidity. You sit on TV and radio and saying, John Mahama, Kevin Taylor, Samija, hey, oh, bottom. What is that Ghana in 1992 Ghana? Nah? This is the new Ghana with a lot of progressive minds. And it's in the Ghana, people even are against, say, Abino Ekasetia LGBTQ. You know why? Because people have become more progressive. We are in a very delicate world whereby you cannot separate how people feel from what is right. So you need to be very tactical and smart as a government. We are not stupid, though. We know what we are doing. Yakongu school. We know how our people think, and we know the truth is the only thing that can serve and rule a nation. And we are confident about what we do. This is not a joke. Thank you, Megas NDC about power. Let me sit back and watch the fools. No, me eh? You have not seen anything yet. You remember Ghana for what politics nasi. You remember Ghana for when we say party back where Ghana bit to Ghana and only NDC. Until you fools made up of pigs understand and respect the Ghanaian, Mumba close to power. Now, I'm sure I did. Team, are you with me? Team, All right, thank you, Mr. S. Now, this is something that we all need to know. So, MPP form of power, you need to prove a trust game. Okay? MPP free power, state-owned agencies. You need to let the people trust you. Say, when you come back to power, this will never happen. You have not shown any trust. Okay? MPP for state-owned enterprises, joint venture companies making losses. Time and uncle for way our power no move free power no. We are talking about ECG nkwa almost 6 billion Ghana cedis. Now see John Mahama buy no, it has gone all the way back to 68 billion. ECG the 68 billion. This is like 3 years ago. We were telling you people, say you people, a car mo de Ghana kotumno. Ghana great company, great. 2-3 years ago, number the car 86.5 million Ghana cedis. A car state enterprises day near Tumufo. Namu yeskawi. The people don't trust you again. When it comes to Volta River Authority, 380 million Ghana. This is 2 years ago. And all these things I'm talking about, they have shot up 3 times. All these things I'm talking about, they have shot up 3 times. This is 2022. Now, when you go to Airtel Ghana Limited, 599 million Ghana, state-owned enterprises, Oba Consolidated Bank Ghana. Now, I say, GCB, CBG. Maybe a whole scandal was CBG. We say, CBG, egu. Omo deka, no say Kevin Taylor. But the documents, a company that is taking over CBG because that company, a good bank, no, 542 million a care. That's so. Unim CBG, Consolidated Bank of Ghana. This is the banker. Omu banking closure. Omu about 5 banks. Omu merge 5 banks no better than Ghana 4 bank. At the end of the day, the 5 banks no merge say it is going to work for Ghana. And that bank is in debt. Nobody trusts the NPP. How can any Ghanaian and Ajuni Juma get up in the morning and say, hey, mekoto about my NPP asaba power beam? Now we just hear Refi. Do you think we are stupid? Do you think say Jimmy? This is the reality. And this is 2 years ago. Right now, everything I'm showing you here, I multiply by 3 times. So the job you people have to do now. This is 2022, 2023 figures. I'm the no. This is 2022, 2023. Almost free power no. Everything you are seeing here has multiplied 3 times. Make a say these people are crazy. Hey, my make a the NPP, no Ghanaian will sit here. The NPP needs to understand say Bonnet any adium de ashe Ghana for akumemuno. It will take over 40 years for Ghanaians to forget. Hey, the fingerprint of Oforiata, the fingerprint of Bawumia, the fingerprint of Gabi, the fingerprint of Bamti, the fingerprint of Akuffo Addo, Fremont Pare, the fingerprint of Yakoto, fingerprint of Amin Adams, fingerprint of Samuel Abujinapo, fingerprint of Peter Amewu, fingerprint of the PDS deal, fingerprint of the Galamsey scandals, a military man, the fingerprint of printing over 60 billion, making losses about those things, they are not going to go today. We are not just going to get up in the morning and say, we trust MPP. No. Obia is going through some sort of trauma. The trauma MPP dia komuno, it cuts across ages. And it's going to take us years. Because just to think of just going to vote for MPP, DDEP, Domestic Debt Exchange Program, pensioners died on the street of Ghana. Pensioners for Bunko today, no more patcho. We need our money. They died on the streets of Ghana. The NPP told us to say, pensioners are omusika jedo onfam kwasianko. You think we will forget this? You think this is something that we forget easily? No. So you people should not think say, yeah, yankwasiafo. And I'm about TV, so now we can't Sammy Fiasam, Moka Jamahama Sam, Mudi Kevin Taylor Tam, Ghanaians will forget. Swear to God, they're not going to go forget this. It's never going to go away. And you people need to change your style. You need to change your style, and not just changing your style, your attitude and character and utterances should show that you people will come back in 42 years changed. But this thing we are seeing, Temie who is CI. And I'm again say, and no Nebema Ghana for in 4 years. Change their mind and vote for MPP there. And the money and Kwasia for. Yeah, Mammy Juja Bibi wa Hanchemo. Now you see this. I want to show you one story. Momentie assembly in free Kwacho Fusu in Parliament.
So President Mahama stated boldly that in the event that he was elected, he will work with 60 ministers. This compelled our colleagues on the other side to immediately promise to work with 50 ministers. Mr. Speaker, these are the same people who defended to the hilt the appointment of 125 ministers. Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to note that the worst economic outcomes that this country has seen emanated from their performance between 2017 and 2020. After that point, all they did was to try to patch up for the wrongs of 2020. That terrible economic performance was brought about by the biggest government in our history of 125 ministers. That means that you don't need a legion of ministers to be able to manage the country properly. Now, Mr. Speaker, I use myself as an example of the savings that are going to be made by having a reduced government. My colleague on the other side, and my friend, Honorable Ponkuma, who, by the way, is my constituent also, used to head a ministry called the Ministry of Information. Mr. Speaker, that ministry had 76 people working there to manage government information. Mr. Speaker, as I speak to you, it is myself, a deputy, and 5 other people who now manage government information. Mr. Speaker, if you move from 125 ministers to 60 ministers, Mr. Speaker, that means that you are going to buy 16 less Land Cruisers. You are going to buy 16 less saloon cars. You will need to provide 16 less bungalows. You will need to provide 16 less sets of political aides, executive assistants, and what have you. Now, Mr. Speaker, President Mahama has not limited himself to just reducing the numbers of ministers. In any event, as I speak to you, there are only 56 ministers. And in fact, there are 42 ministers running Ghana as we speak, because deputy ministers have not been approved. If you come to the presidential staff, Mr. Speaker, if you take out the civil servants under the office of the president, under the Akuffo Addo administration, there were 337 political appointees under President Akuffo Addo. As I speak to you, Mr. Speaker, there are 26 presidential staffers, people that you can classify as presidential staffers, and then 4 directors. As I speak to you, if you put together the total number of people who work at the presidency where I operate from, they will not amount to 60, Mr. Speaker. Yet they had 337 political appointees.
This is Felix Ovusukwachi, Honorable Meme MP. Abra Asebu Kwamankese. That's my MP. My MP, no. And you see, he was telling Ghanaians, our parliament, Nanado Danko Akuffo Addo and John Mahama. So far, Onyenya 60 ministers, no, 42. We've been running Ghana for the last 3 months with just 42 ministers. Deputy ministers, endorse your more parliament. 42. Yati Kroma Sisiano, 42. Nanado Danko Akuffo Addo had over 1,200 presidential staffers. Over 123 ministers of state. Pasiafo we catch say we should go back and vote for them to do the same thing again. Kojo upon Krumaya information minister, and of Felix Ovusukwachi no. Na nipa 76 and a Ejuma information ministry or non kwani office. Why need it say Pentium 9 gave for pen drive pasia and under John Mahama saw the same information ministry nipa 3 pen Ejuma oho. How can we go back to the NPP? Why should we go back to the NPP? Why should any reasonable Ghanaian get up and say, I want to vote for NPP? We are sitting in this country, John Mahama and the Jubilee House. Nipa omuwoho omumburu 60. And these are people who are going to be paid by the Accountant General on paper. Under Akuffo Addo, nipa over 1,000. It was only under Akuffo Addo government, and the Baumia government, and who say, yet to me crap pays the free London and upper 6. area 3 na bedru no me di lunch kwasiafo we under Akuffo Addo e Jubilee House to me the order tum so many je eye pizza bi e UK baby ana Rebecca Akuffo Addo ye adwuma no Rebecca Akuffo Addo typist na no you e no ye adwuma pizza joint to UK only any better credentials bia to me sorry free Jubilee House cause omo kondo pizza e UK na oma order pizza e UK restaurant to say this particular one Akuffo Addo so pay Gabi said ni ho and then anopa be 7 no more place order. I'm telling you to be place order anopa be 7 Ghana time na flight na a free UK ba no 5.5 hours pay sa flight na free UK ba no pe Domino's pizza fun ba ko we wiase no na ma order Domino's pizza me ndi Domino's o dabi me ndi Domino's na ma order Domino's pizza free London bear 13 boxes 20 boxes now you their full plane British Airways now you their food the available flight at Eba Ghana now you the sim na asime city pizza no ho ekutem se ne be ya se plane wo so a embungu from if you say Akuffo Addo ne busuafo say omo pe pizza edi buso omo se meboa na yet Ghana enti embo ewia 1:30 na obeti we obeji se president iko baby ye two moto air cover pizza wa airport ye two moto we move ogi nsa achechede na ye de niko baby ye kwatam pizza wa airport aba Jubilee House na ye bie kwan mu mankwasiafo we ma na makoso pizza pa gegu ga mu pa na kwasia we num cocaine ni wi e Jubilee House na ma say bie siren we move na ye jimi ntini ebie kwan mu na mo de abese Jubilee House no modi mo yesi e refi kwasiafo asefo nti ye jimi kura no ye refi bibia na san kwasiade am ye ne yansantam Ghana nsanfa ma mu biem she na mo yesi ne anim ana Charles Nico take go say ne ho fin wo hwe ba menum I say gatem omo kan na omo ti Jubilee House adan ya yakofa McMill yaba McMill wanum wie wa America state bia na ye the number Jubilee House no abegina ho fuck the president na ye te Ghana dankroma drug addict way no or the McMill aba Ghana na McMill abegina Akuffo Addo enim na America and my uncle and like me na ye te Ghana ho na ye hwe nkwasiade we Mr. S give me McMill Akuffo Addo meeting Mr. S give me McMill and Akuffo Addo's meeting. Now President Ejuma Wejaya Juma oye. We di pizza na wiyo. Na you see McMill aba ade on na den nsa wo jankroma. Enti waba ema President Ejuma na to. Ade ya McMill ni Akuffo Addo bekasa. La ilaha illallah. McMill ni Akuffo Addo. McMills oni Akuffo Addo ebedi nkomo na ye jai Ghana business nyina eguo na achechede na betena table echi kwase ampanyi wanum wi na ye jai edwuma na ye Jubilee House no ye de pizza ba wie me die Domino's pizza wholesome magiri na omde ye me pupatella ni ade na me die o enya expensive but a real Italian pizza pupatella na ye jai Domino's na ye de abana nkwasiafo ya to aguso we tu ni ha na we tu ni ha ehihye omanum kwasiafo ye jimi o ye se musika na ye de ni hwe mwai nipa over 1,200 they said it on Mankasa MPP platform city news Samens kwasiampe yina one Gabi nam na Gabi ni anu we di no this is what they said at city. So
basically what you have there are you have communication specialists, directors of communications, deputy directors of communications, technical communication assistants, media aides, media liaison officers, communication consultants, presidential advisor on media who has a technical director to the presidential advisor. Then you have the ministers of state at the presidency.
And these guys are there for information minister.
Yes.
No, go to that list again. Just on the communication side.
There's a lot to communicate.
Stop it.
I'm just telling you.
You have information minister who's cabinet level.
Who has ISD working for him too.
And then you're having all these guys working under the presidency.
Who work under communications directorate.
of the presidency.
There's a lot to communicate.
You can't be serious.
I'm just telling you, there's a lot to communicate. So
and what are the conditions of service of these people?
Nobody knows. That's the issue.
That's why the transparency is not. So if I'm a lecturer in Legon and I've been teaching for 15 years, right? And I struggle to get my PhD. And then you have somebody who is a technical director to who has access to fuel. Read the letter they wrote. They said their fuel thing is not gone up. So this technical director, what's the competence, what's the qualification of somebody to do this work? So if we are not transparent, and I'm saying that this is mathematics, this one is not sentiment. If the government wants the pressure from the labor unions to go down, and they want to, and if they want a credible plan for IMF to, if the plan is not credible, see, if people don't accept the plan, it's not credible. If the labor unions, the businesses don't accept the policy, the IMF will not accept it. So if they will not be transparent with these guys and say, this is what we are doing, I can't understand why you have all these guys working, and what are they doing? You said they have a lot to communicate. What are they communicating?
I'm just telling you. But if what would be the justification for
look at
directors of communications?
Mention the mention the post again. Mention the thing again.
So the directors of communications.
How many directors of communication?
Yes, 4.
4 directors of communication, and then deputy director of communication.
There are 5 deputy directors
at the presidency.
Yes.
And then which one again?
2 communication specialists.
So the director is not a specialist. Okay, the specialist below.
There's a lot to communicate.
2 communication specialists and
2
then
communication officers. 5 technical communication assistants.
So you have 4, 5, 9, 6, 7 plus 3, 10, 15.
Media aid.
How many?
1.
Media aid.
Assistant media liaison
16,
officer.
17.
Communication consultant.
18.
Then there's a presidential advisor on media.
Charlie,
you see,
are you sure you're not joking?
They were laughing. It was easy. They could not criticize. President Sinkwa nipa no mo yedwuma ho. But and then they want to sound like they are intellectuals. They care about Ghana because John Mahama and NDC bar democracy is free. And they Akuffo Addo, they could not criticize. They were oh really? Bernard Avle, the concept big pen. They were using idiomatic expressions and figurative speeches. They could not go hard on the presidency. They were using laughter, smiles. They were all like, hey. But Pamade we see under NDC. Kwasi afo we bebo tire no patututu. Tire kwan down. No bet now guys say, hey, this one is wrong. This one is wrong. They gave these fools the room to fool. Nipa no me edwuma ho. Yeti kroma. Inkofo to be crap pizza every UK. No medi. Yati na boy kwasi ampenyi we. Mobji say refi. Mick Mill, boys we. They entered the Jubilee House. Adentra, Mick Mill den nsa wo Jankroma. Jankroma to be down no be any name. Na Mick Mill den nsa left awo na se into Yemani wura Jubilee House. Na Mick Mill on ne nan for share $1 shirt. $1 white shirt. Na almost a $1 white shirt no more wura Jubilee House. Read your man no. It's a remfi we nyina na yensan tam to me and some from MPP. You all following the MPP money to your way, you supported it. From Bawomia, Osei Chairman Sabonsu, Kennedy Japan, Kwasi Ampenyi bi our MPP mubia as supported adewe. These boys wore $1 shirt. Read bomb. They entered the seat of parliament and did what? And what they did was that, first of all, they went to speak to the president. The president stopped working and he called Mickey Mill to come to the president's office. To do what? To talk to him. This is what happened. MPP.
Most of my adult life was in prison because of not committing crime, wrongly accused. So when I got locked up, my whole city, I would say country, half of my country stood up for me. I grew up in a single parent household, just me and my mom, probably grandmom, you get support, 2 uncles. We never really had support, so when you get these type of people supporting you, when I got out of prison, I wanted to make sure I give that back to the people. And you know, we started a foundation where we raised $100 million within like 2 years. Very powerful people from all races, Asian, black, white, Spanish. We put them, we all in a room like this, and we take our power and influence and try to change laws from state to state. And I always express to them, I make music. They met me making music. They use me as a trampoline, as the door to be able to access kids from 8 to 50 years old. I tell them that I'm not a politician. God put me in this position, and I'm going to remain it and hold it as an open door. I use rap as my trampoline to be able to communicate and have the reach that I have. That's what got me in this room with the president right here making music. So I use that as my door to keep activating things, and making it to Ghana is a dream of mine, to always be able to come back here and do anything. I don't know what to tell you that you would like or love, but anything that builds, anything that connects the bridge to the young black people where we come from, because we don't know about this. American officials don't really talk to us like that, and just being invited here, I was willing to stay here all day just to meet some black, strong people that really come from where we come from. So I appreciate you, and thank you for having us today.
I'm really very excited that
Jakruma
insisted that you should come and say hello to me, and I appreciate that.
Thank you for having us today.
I'm really very excited that my daughter Jakruma insisted that you should come and say hello to me. I'm really very excited that my daughter Jakruma insisted that you should come and say hello to me, and I appreciate that very much. I'm really very excited that my daughter Jakruma insisted that you should come and say hello to me, and I appreciate that very much. I heard about last night.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Whoa. And it's happening at a time when a lot of places in West Africa and a lot of difficulties, and here we have what, 100,000 or something more?
That was a lot. I
The people, coming out to party, to listen to you and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
It's something really extraordinary. We have to thank you for that. Make the best of it by reforging the link and leveraging our mutual strengths of each other and for each other, so that we can elevate the position.
$500,000. Yeah. Or say my daughter Jakruma insisted that I see you. Motia Akuffo Addo taxes. Aponchireni wa de behunu tenten otakonwam. Ena ne tobo sideways. Aponchireni ewu me yehunu tenten ampa Mahama. Or say on ne daughter Jakruma and I insisted say onjai Ghana adwuma no onhia McMill. Na ade yaw ade we mu nyina say these people supported every single thing. At a point McMill catch Akuffo Addo say no wi and ya chini ko tumu, but he doesn't see anything wrong with it, and that na Akuffo Addo say oh okay na McMill gina your president anim catch say me ko no wi na ya chi tumu. Inti Mr. President, who is my ebony ana na Akuffo Addo to oni bedi etuo o ma chechire omoto ewurade nyankopɔ he McMill.
$10 in my pocket. I had 2 bags of marijuana in my pocket. I never really believed in selling crack, and my friends really started hanging out with each other, and I got to know him. I scaled him because I don't know any powerful, successful white men. I never had. I asked him one day because I knew he was extremely powerful from me viewing him, and I asked him, I said, could you come to court with me? He came in the back and told me that he wouldn't leave me back there. He swore to get these type of people supporting me. $10 in my pocket. I had 2 bags of marijuana in my pocket. I never really believed in selling crack, and my friends really started hanging out with each other, and I got to know him. I scaled him because I don't know any powerful, successful white men. I never had. I asked him one day because I knew he was extremely powerful from me viewing him, and I asked him, I said, could you come to court with me? He came in the back and told me that he wouldn't leave me back there. He swore to get these type of people supporting me.
This is how low they sunk Ghana. Kwasi avoid, but this is a refi. Inti Yamasa be JV position ti engineer to my MPP. Emuama. Or this uncle the same way in every no. And I'm saying, oh, what do you want to do? So I want to share music video here. Can you see that? I want to share fucking music video here. Jakruma says he wants to shoot the. Let him do it. Jakruma naka. Kwasi afo. Jakruma the Tipeni Sharaf. Dirty drug addicts in Kwarawe. Oh, yeah, no, so what do you want to do? Jakruma said, I can shoot music video here. I always say that. I said, okay. Let him shoot. I want to the jinemu. I want to we music video. Now sorry anopa. When you see a Jimmy O before. Now inti ochana ba omi aba. Na say ba omi o medi Ghana so MPP in Sambra power. Ana mo kura me sere. Ana mo Jimmy ama me, mo Jimmy ama Ghana fo. Mo just say refi. Yen sometime to me mamu biam. Mickey Mill be Gina Jubilee House the president property chanyom. Ose Costco shorts, this Costco shirt, $1. Eura Jubilee House. Kwasi ebiba to was our problem with Sharaf traveling with his father. Nkwasiafo ma. Ejantrafo ma. Mo papa no mo betena tema. Na omo ye traffic conductors, omo hu fin, omo kurom, omo ntuma nsidan. Yesi omo sempreko ma. You have a problem with Muhammad's son. You have a problem with Sami Jemfi. In Chamwa, Kwasiafo mo hu fin. Massive wolf moving a dan kurakura montman sibiant them. A Jimmy Fo, what you say a Jimmy to your refi? Yet Tam Ghana and Fama Moa. Namu, you say, yet some woman, of Padawana. What you say in Crasafwana? Now your refi be near Tam Ghana, Mamu. Never in our life. Never. Go away. Oh, so go away, not it, meeting us. Meka na asa machiremo go away on say na McMill ete eye Akuffo Addo enim na okasa na omunyina ye din no go away ni din ade ni din de Adongo Musa na dia Adongo Musa obo careless obetwetwo so sisi go away dan kroma na kofa free Canada ba Ghana unim sika go away tamoye your friend Adongo Musa Nadia Adongo Musa. Akuffo Addo kasa no so no table no bi. Jan kroma dan front de ne baaye. Unim de nkofo ya Ghana. Ye de bia te. Na nyoma ye de be kire mo Ghana ha no mo be nu mo ho. Kwase afo we so mo de MPP ba power. Munim de ye de ba power. Go we. Me be man story a kire mo. Om ko tam free Canada no mo de be gina e be wura Jubilee House. Unim de nkofo ya ye. Oh dear mo, you have no idea. You people, you have nothing, no knowledge. MPP, over me, echo my dead body. Moje se Ghana for Jimmy Ohun. Moje se Ghana for sorry ya sorry ya nimu nyansa. Moje se nimu nyansa. Inti ya sorry ya na sorry MPP ba Mahama Yewe, John Mahama Yewe, Kevin Taylor, we did asante hinatem and Sami Jemfi, inti ni refi bibia na akoto MPP mwa. I'll be back. I will be back. I'll be back tomorrow. Meba be bie Ghana fwenyi, meba be jujum. Meba abe jujum. I am not done. Me are very young. Me were 40 years more to go. Me metwe me nomon sasa. Me nyame 1 or 2 whiskey biara me atoso. Me mpemba me yire nko ana me nisa no. Ono nko ana me pe. Enti wontumi for oba e me trick me. Enti you are not going to trap me with oba. Me mpe appointment, me mpe government contract. Me hia aban bibia. Me metie me nyini ache. Me jinam. Me jinem. It is a wajiri I will say, Obeson Kevin Taylor called toe to toe, and you will. Because we wait me. Because me jinem. And I have promised Ghanaians and I have promised John Mahama, I will make sure the NDC stays in power for 42 years. They also have Bema non cafe. We will use the truth to protect this country. We will use the truth to make sure no kure my way. Emma, the young man who is 2 years today, the future is secured for the next 50 years. That is my vision. No amount of criticizing Kevin and insulting me and ko baby amami o. They made a so change the mayan dada. You people should brace yourself for more danger. Makachiremo, me see the shorter the dwarf, the danger the punch. My name is Kevin Akuffo Taylor. I'll be back tomorrow to break the issues down for Ghanaians to have a clear understanding of the truth. You are a messenger, I am a messenger. We are messengers who are ready and willing to speak truth to power. Allah in his own wisdom will grant us favor. The omnipotent Allah will guide us through this Ramadan. He will shine his blessings upon us. What we need, what our heart wants is what Allah will give us. And I know and I believe and I trust in Allah that whatever he wants, his will, whatever he wants to be done, whatever he wants for me, you, and the people of Ghana, surely he will give us what we can control. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers and good night. See you tomorrow. Gigim.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV. I see say a lot of people are moving from the traditional media to the social media. And PENDREAM, you are setting the pace because you bring the issues as they are. And the those are the issues. And then Unipa are not ready for just ordinary endorsement. But people want to hear the issues. What are the issues? What are the possible solutions? So for me, I'm endorsing PENDREAM TV. And I'm recommending, sir, Obibiana who affiliated traditional media and wire board with it, I'm going to live up to expectation. Your next last stop, PENDREAM TV.